In 1724, Daniel Defoe, author of Robinson Crusoe, said, "Southampton is truly an ancient town, for 'tis in a manner dying with age. The decay of the trade is the real decay of the town, and all the business of moment that is transacted there is the trade between us and the islands of Jersey and Guernsey, with a little of the wine trade and much smuggling. The building of ships also is much stopped of late. However, the town is large, has many people in it, a noble fair high street, a spacious quay, and if its trade should revive, is able to entertain great numbers of people." When Defoe visited Southampton, constant conflict with France had curtailed trade with that country. The trade with Italy had long since gone. There was some trade in wine and fruit with Spain and Portugal, as well as with the Channel Isles, but Southampton was in a period of decline, if not decay. The question at the time was whether the fortune of the town could be revived. It was therefore fortunate that in the late years of the 1720s persons of quality found the air in Southampton salubrious, and the scenery in the neighbourhood fine, and its society very select. Quite large country houses in the neighbourhood were built, such as North and South Stoneham, Bevis Mount, Bannister Court, Bellevue, Fremantle, Highfield, and Portswood houses were later to give their names to parts of the modern city. In 1750, Frederick, Prince of Wales, who was staying near Lyndhurst, visited Southampton regularly for the sea bathing, and even expressed a desire to be made an honorary burgess. The fashionable world began to flock to the town. It was described as a place which merits the notice of the man of taste, claims the attention of the antiquary, and courts the admiration of the stranger. About this time, a spring was discovered on land north of Bargate Street. The water was found to contain remarkable curative properties, and was considered especially efficacious for people suffering from skin diseases. The healing spring water was directed into a fountain and fell into a basin on a fluted pedestal. During this era, Southampton attracted many notable visitors. The most fashionable promenade was the Beach, a fine road which had been built in 1769 on the foundations of the old causeway across the marshland from the platform to Cross House. This walk was planted with elms and commanded an extensive view of Southampton Water, which at the time came up close alongside the road. King George III, with Queen Charlotte and the two princesses Augusta and Elizabeth, drove along it in June 1789 on one of their many visits to the town, and expressed their delight at the grandeur of the view. In 1767 the old assembly rooms in the High Street were replaced by what became known as the Long Rooms near the West Quay. During the following decade work began on the rebuilding of the Audit House, and provision was made for the better paving, lighting and watching of the town. Coffee houses, circulating libraries and a theatre appeared, as did the town's first newspaper, the Hampshire Chronicle, in 1772, and its first bank, 1778. In 1803 there was a daily stagecoach from Southampton to London, as well as a night coach which left at 7 in the evening 3 nights a week. There were also daily coaches to Bristol, Bath, and stages to Oxford and Portsmouth 3 times a week. In these and other ways Southampton quickly acquired a reputation as a genteel and fashionable resort. Miles Taylor, in his book Southampton Gateway to the British Empire, makes the point that at times, at least temporarily, Southampton was also a garrison town. He asserts the presence of the militia and volunteer regiments officered by some of the gentry of their respective counties more than compensated for any loss through the outbreak of hostilities. He goes on to estimate that around 23 naval ships were built in Southampton between 1803 and 1814, and a further 11 built at Buckler's Hard. What he does say for certain is that the yards in and about Southampton provided a stimulus to the local economy, both in terms of jobs and wages. However, when the soldiers left and royalty found alternative venues, it was the advent of steam power that heralded a new period of expansion. Southampton's double high tides could cause a problem to sailing boats beating against the wind. Steamships encountered no such problem, and shipping companies were quick to recognise the benefits of a safe harbour within easy reach of London. The Dock Company was formed, and the foundation stone of the docks was laid in 1838. The railway followed, and the town station was opened in 1840 amid fields and marshlands where cattle still grazed. As Daniel Defoe would have recognised, the hand of trade was laid once again unmistakably on Southampton.